Hey everyone, it's Justin. Thank you for watching and welcome to my house. That's Justin's house. It's time for another ServiceNow Store Highlights episode, or SSH 07212023. Come with me now. Let's check out what's new in the ServiceNow Store. This week, we've got 43 new applications, new or updated applications, bit down from the 136 we had the previous week, and this week actually has some leftovers that didn't make it into last week's episode. I had some issues by making some changes on my app, and I found some things that should have been in last week's episode that are in this week's episode, but they're mostly ServiceNow fixes, so you really didn't miss out on anything. All the new apps were accurate. Let's jump in and see what this looks like. What are our stats for this episode? We've got 12 new releases, 8 highlights, 2 compatibility updates, 4 minor updates, 8 fixes, and 9 release notes fails. Yes, I hate those release notes fails, but they do exist. And let's go ahead and cover those first and knock out the negative part of this. We can't tell you what happened with these, and that's why we call them release notes fails. The release notes don't tell us what changed, and that includes BitSite for vendor risk management, Cadency Direct Spoke, eCountable, Endpoint Central, formerly Desktop Central, now Visualization Extensions, Office Templater, Service Operations Workspace Alert Management, Smart Content, and SNPAR Multi-Pivot Extension. Now, I will say that a couple of these, like Service Operations Workspace Alert Management, not Smart Content, but the SNPAR Multi-Pivot Extension, and now Visualization Extensions, these are usually sub-applications, aka hidden applications, that come along for the ride with other applications. So not surprised those release notes fails, but there's still no release notes into what changed, or even anything saying that, hey, nothing changed here, nothing to see here, move on. So that's why they're fails. Let's go ahead and look at the fixes for this week. Not nearly as much as our last episode, but we've got attribute propagation, bot interconnect, information request playbook, Microsoft AD Spoke for password reset, mobile SDK libraries for Android, order management for telecom, media, and tech, product inventory advanced, and service graph connector for Cisco Intersight. All had some minor fixes and not worth tying up the highlights for this episode. There were also some compatibility ones you saw there on the status or stats, AWS Managed Services Connector Application, and Corporate Incident Response updated to be compatible with the Utah release. And let's go look at the last one here, minor updates, just a few of those to show you this week. Compatibility Management, Mobile SDK Libraries for iOS, Product Catalog Advanced, and TrueSight GRC integration all had some minor updates. Again, not to the level of featuring on the highlights for this episode. So that brings us to what you've probably all been waiting for, is what was newly released in the ServiceNow Store last week. Well, let's get to it. First on our list is going to be Cask Healthcare Onboarding and Unified Experience. Propel performance through persona-centric user experiences and automated workflows. Let's check out the key features down here. Unique persona-based user experience, unique widgets to address business challenges, increase induction and set new hires up for success, customer experience packs, journey accelerators, and prescribed lifecycle events and relevant activities. Technically supporting that, automation of lifecycle events and associated activities, functional/process expertise, ServiceNow technical expertise, business process expertise, and a manager order guide. I do have some screenshots on this one to share with you. That looks like a portal page. This looks like another onboarding kind of know before you go, time and location, orientation, agenda. Here's some enterprise applications about that unified experience, Workday, Epic, Teams, LinkedIn Learning. And let's see, back to the portal page. So that's the screenshots for this new one from Cask NX LLC. Next on our list of new releases is going to be Coco DevOps Framework, Streamline DevOps for ServiceNow projects. This looks interesting, and it's free. Key features here on this one: use generative AI to clearly define specifications, aka stories, with acceptance criteria. Use generative AI to design tests from specification. Calculate risk for features and stories. Link stories with risk to prioritize testing based on risk. Organize deployment process with deployment task. And schedule and track update set commits. This one too has screenshots. It looks like we got a list here of features in, the backlog. And I guess what they're showing here is this risk relative contribution, frequency damage. These are things I'm not used to seeing with features, so that looks like what the value add there is. But feature risk mapping. Let's look at the next screenshot here. This is a story, a title, something in red here. Create acceptance criteria. Okay, so we've got multiple acceptance criterions. or criterion being listed below. So instead of having a box, I guess, for acceptance criteria, this is several things. And this is a example of create tests. So the tests that have been created and the expected results. This is a very intriguing application. Here's a visual task board, stories by state, and here's a test record showing title, story, test case, test steps, expected results, and work notes. Here's a deployment task and what it looks like. And we're back to future risk mapping. So pretty cool stuff there from QuoDroid Software Development, PVT Ltd. I'm actually going to go ahead and grab this one and set it as a video candidate. It says it's free. I don't know if that means I can get it on my PDI, but I want to make sure to come back to that one. So we'll leave that open in the background there. Next up, Delinea Cloud Suite Integration, another new app in the ServiceNow Store. This integration allows ServiceNow to create and manage incidents related to privileged access events and issues. Key features: new integration with ServiceNow that's capable to manage user roles assignments in C-suite with privilege escalation or elevation, for the specified change window. Ability to elevate permissions for a group/user when a change time is defined in the ServiceNow ticket and the ServiceNow ticket is in a particular state. Addition of PEW trigger privilege elevation workflow, I guess that's what PEW stands for non-domain joint system AD, no AD managed. Okay, there's a lot of that in there. I don't even know what it means, but let's look at some screenshots. Here's the catalog search results for a role access request and a centrify privilege elevation command. Here's the role form showing the roles on the left-hand side that can be selected over on the right-hand side. Here is the systems available and selected and commands down below. And then here's the properties for the tenant of Centrify that you're integrating, and they're back to the catalog item results there. So that's what's new from Delinea Inc. Next on our list is going to be Devoteam. Did I pronounce that right? Yeah, Devoteam Inspection-Driven Approach for ServiceNow ServiceNow FSM. I almost said CSM. Key features, we got a few here: functional mobile desktop, dashboard reporting, analytics, process automation, planned and ad hoc visits, dynamic scheduling, dispatcher workspace, dynamic hierarchy, agent-driven self-managed task, and unique work order summary templates. On the technical side, skill-based routing, intelligent assignment, offline inspector workflows, automated scheduling and dispatching, workflow-aware escalations, low-code, no-code guided process automation, crew location monitoring, RTL/Arabic support, and enhanced offline capabilities. No screenshots with this one, so we'll move on to the next one, which is EPI-USE HR 2.0. Provide HR with a 360 view and simplify cross-platform processes to improve employee workflows. Key features on this one: seamless integration with HCM, payroll, workforce, and talent management systems. Expand on the functionality of lifecycle events and employee journeys. Improving HR process efficiency with automation and analytics. Improve tools for employees to access HR services and information. Access to EPI-USE's 30 years of HR and payroll best practice experience. Technical features: cross-platform workflow automation, curated content from external HR systems, expanded virtual agent topics, topic blocks, and conversations, expanding Now Intelligence, PA reporting, AI depth through leveraging aggregated data on employees and HR service delivery. No screenshots on this one either, so off to the next one, which is Kyndryl Integration Base. There's actually 3 of these, so I think they're all tied together somehow, but foundational app for ServiceNow integrations. And we can see here the key features when building new ServiceNow instances or new integrations on existing instances, a faster, consistent, well-tested, and centrally managed application which is ready for use within a few hours. It offers a wide variety of configuration options, thus avoiding code customization. Fully utilizes ServiceNow platform features such as OAuth, basic authentication, flow designer, import sets, transform maps, etc., and builds on top of them. All coding leverages ServiceNow's no-code, low-code Flow Designer. Facilitates automated creation, updates, approvals, and closure of tickets in ServiceNow using web services, REST or SOAP, and supports dedicated and domain-separated instances. We do have some screenshots or graphics for this one. Here's the base image showing incidents and service requests, problems, changes, cases, CMDB, and outbound stuff coming into the ServiceNow certified application. Here is another graphic showing their application. Here is an integration properties screenshot, and another integration properties screenshot, and back to that original graphic. So that's what's new from Kyndryl Inc. The next one up is also from Kyndryl. This is going to be the incident inbound integration. If you just saw the previous segment, this is going to make a lot of sense. But let's look at the key features on this one. Based on publisher consumer concept, inbound into this instance uses generic processing that all incident integrations are supposed to abide by, fully utilizes the ServiceNow platform features we just mentioned on the previous app. All coding leverages ServiceNow's no-code, low-code flow designer, full support for domain-separated instances, specific security role for incident integration, clear JSON or XML responses, if configured, enforces OAuth, defaults are applied to different stages of lifecycle record, inbound, easy, consistent transformation for fields with numeric values, inbound set external tool number fields, and inbound support for misrouted tickets. Very interesting offering here. I do see a different screenshot on this one that we didn't show previously. There it is, incident inbound, kind of a graphic showing different external tools, different monitoring tools, and bringing that all inbound into a certified ServiceNow application. Let's see what else we got here. There's the integration properties we just saw. There is an incident showing the incident screen with a very tall screen, and then back to that graphic there. We've got one more from Kyndryl. This is the integration Outbound Base. Should be, again, very similar, but let's look at key features. Based on publisher consumer concept, intelligently determine whether to send, create, or update transactions and hold all update transactions until create completes. Easy outbound queue management. If multiple transactions are queued, only send the latest, thus improving performance on both tools. Only send the latest work notes, additional comments, and attachments. And outbound integration to any ITSM tool by easily copying included samples. Okay, let's see what's different graphics on this one. Obviously, this is the outbound base as opposed to inbound we saw earlier. Here's the outbound base service pack with a K. Here is the outbound queuing and how it's handled in 2 stages. So you got a business rule, a subflow, and an outbound queue. And here's stage 2, asynchronous outbound processing using a scheduled job, a subflow, and subflows. And here is the clear success and failure messages. So you can see it's been anonymized there with the instance name and stuff like that. And then back to that original graphic. So 3 new apps from Kyndryl Inc. in the ServiceNow Store. Next up is going to be NewRocket Streamline MSP Operations Framework, transform customers' technology stack and reimagine operations to boost customer experience, revenues, and profit. Functional features for this app include domain separation, TPSM, ITSM, CSDM, Service Bridge, and integrations with CRM, ERP. On the technical side, multi-tenancy, all ServiceNow modules within the technology stack configured to work in concert, personalized entry and exit points for companies of all maturities, and integrated third-party tools and customer instances to ensure ServiceNow is the single source of truth. No screenshots on this one, so off to our next app, which is going to be Payroll Case Management. This is streamline your payroll service management operations and empower your employees to self-service. Key features, scroll back up just a little bit, empower your employees with a channel to make payroll-related inquiries and requests, provide payroll operations with a segmented application to manage and process payroll cases, structured payroll case management workflow, easily configurable payroll services types with options to provide instructions and set streamlined assignment fulfiller groups, standalone people and employee database, operational reporting and dashboards, and service level management. We do have screenshots on this one. Let's take a look. Here is a screenshot of a payroll case. Next up is going to be a screenshot of a payroll case or a request on the portal side. So this is someone accepting the solution. Here's a look at the payroll management workspace, it looks like. So you see a kind of landing page where you can see your work, and back to the payroll case screenshot there. So that's what's new from Hatchet Studios Pty Limited. Oop, I almost just clicked my browser. Next is going to be the Rubrik RSC ITSM Integration. Integrating Rubrik CDM backup and recovery management with ServiceNow. Key features on this one, the RSC ITSM application allows interaction with the Rubrik Security Cloud platform. The application provides reporting and self-service catalog items for backup, recovery, and configuration of your Rubrik data protection environment. Let's take a look at these screenshots. Here's a service catalog showing Rubrik RSC. Here's a dashboard showing weekly job summary, Rubrik SLA membership summary, throughput for the past 6 hours, and IOPS for the past 6 hours. Let's see, did that change? Nope. And that's our, so this screenshot and this screenshot look very similar. Trying to see if there's any differences. I don't see any differences in these 2 screenshots other than showing some records down here, objects by SLA domain. So that's what's new from the folks at Rubrik Inc. Next and last in our list of new releases is going to be Thirdera Integrity. Tech debt and risk management, revolutionized technology portfolio management. Functional features, reduce portfolio overhead, maximize portfolio value / ROI or return on investment, minimize KTLO, keep the lights on costs, OpEx, operating expenses, and maintenance, technical features, single pane of glass for technology portfolio, integrated system, and automated identification of risks across the portfolio. No screenshots on this one, and that wraps us up on new releases. All that's left is to cover the highlights. I think we have 7 of them to work through here. Let's take a look at the first one. Agile Government ARC. This is one of the ones that should have been in last week's episode, updated with Q2 2023 data. So not much to see there. Same with Agile Media ARC. Next after those two, Expander Configuration Compliance was updated to version 1.1.2, and they updated the application to use an application administrator. I would have put this as a minor update, but I don't know what it means, so I highlighted it, wondering if it might be helpful for some to see that it's updated. So Expander Configuration Compliance did get an update. You may want to check it out. Next is the Node Map Experience component. This got upgraded to version 22.1.3, and there's some new functionality, including new rich text multi-line tooltip, merging edges when too many edges between the same set of nodes, and compact mode on node map. This is one of those that I've been wanting to play with. It's one of the components in the next experience, and I haven't had a chance yet. So obviously they're improving it. I just don't know what this looks like. It was part of CMDB Workspace briefly before it got recalled in the ServiceNow Store, so I'm hoping it makes a reappearance, maybe with Vancouver. Next on the list, Regology Regulatory Intelligence got updated to version 1.5.4, and they've added support to consolidate the content below the specified level. When the consolidation level is specified, citations below that level will be merged. This feature is optional, and they've introduced Regology configuration to maintain the citation consolidation level. All right, next up on the highlights is Scenario Planning for PPM, version 2.3.2, and it contains changes to avoid warnings in the console. So if you've been getting warnings in the console, you may want to take this new release that came out on July 6th, or this new version. Next up is the Verizon Digital Enablement Platform, updated to version 1.1.0, and it's the ITSM version with problem management. I looked at the previous ones and it didn't have that, so it looks like maybe problem management's what's new. They're calling it a major release, came out on July the 12th, so if you're using this Verizon Digital Enablement, you may want to check out this latest update, especially for problem management. Last on our list of highlights, Workplace Central, updated to version 1.3.0, and they've added a new module, Dashboards, to the left-hand side. Using this module, a Workplace Manager can view all the 3 new dashboards related to space optimization, maintenance management, and lease administration. That, everyone, concludes all of the highlighted applications in this episode. Let's revisit the stats. We just looked at 12 new releases, 8 highlights, 2 compatibility updates, 4 minor updates, 8 fixes, and 9 release notes fails. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like, please subscribe, or share with somebody who you think might be interested in what got updated in the ServiceNow Store and what they need to be aware of. Until next time, don't forget to always be learning.